thank you all so much for honoring this invitation. I am really touched. When I came up with this idea, I did not think it would actually happen. You know, when you have ideas and you think to yourself, let me just give it a try, and I am pleasantly surprised. I've got my family here, I've got my friends, and I've got strangers that I barely know, and I'm really thankful. The whole idea is just based on my love for poetry. I couldn't write a stanza to save my life, but I really like it. I attended a few underground slam poetries in New York and in London, and I am always online, going through different websites trying to read poetry. And curiously enough, I found that there were a lot of young people from Buea who write poetry. So when I decided to come home from my very long maternity leave, I was quite excited, hoping that I would find something like this already in existence, that I would at least, because I don't drink alcohol and I do love to dance, but I mean, I have a young baby at hand, so I can't really go to the club. So I was just thinking, where can I go, spend 2 hours or 3, and just relax and go back home? So yeah, well, this didn't happen. I couldn't find a place in Buea, and yeah, this gave birth to the idea that I put this up. So this is the very first maiden edition. Now, if you like it, I would appreciate your feedback, so I know that it's something that we can continue to host every now and then.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are very welcome to this spoken word event, the first of its kind in Buea. We are very honored, very happy to have you as the pioneer audience for this intellectual exercise, if I should call it so. I would not want to begin this event without paying a homage to our host, Mr. Mangenge Dixon, who in many ways has shown that he is out to promote culture in Buea, in Anglophone Cameroon. And let me proceed by acknowledging the presence of Justice Mignoli, Justice Ejua, Max Akolionga, and Nanga Mignoli. As the evening unfolds, we are going to know in whose presence we are. But once again, I wish to heartily, on behalf of Anu Goretti Experience, wish you all a very, very warm welcome. Spoken word is probably a first-time appellation for some people, but for many of you who are accustomed to reading poetry and maybe listening to poetry, we see that Anu's effort is to take poetry off the pages onto the stage. That's literally what spoken word is, some form of dramatized poetry. Spoken and dramatized. This particular event is going to rock and roll poetry and musical performances just to spice it. This evening we have many budding poets. You discover them, their intellectual capacity and their musical capacity. I would like to make clear the fact that this is the first time such an event is holding in Buea. Now, it holds in Yaoundé and Douala, but we are really very happy that this thing is starting here, and we hope with your help and patronizing, it's going to continue. This is going to be a little talk and lots of performance event. Let me introduce you to the first act of this evening. He has a small voice, but he has a big heart. And you know Cameroon, Cameroon, Cameroon. For your listening pleasure. Anderson.
I'm going to present to you a song that I wrote. I love my country, Cameroon. I love my country. Oh, no. Yeah, yeah. Oh, one love, one nation. Beautiful generation. Bless the land, God crown it so. Everything in life, you know we do. I love my country, Cameroon. If you do, put your hands in the air. Share my like Cameroon. Sit alone, let me salad. I love my country, Cameroon. If you do, put your hands in the air. Share my like Cameroon. Sit alone, let me salad. One love, one nation. Beautiful generation. Bless the land, God crown it so. Anything in life, you know we do. Somehow, someday, we keep on rising up to the sky. No matter what comes in life, we are one, that's forevermore. And I love my country, Cameroon. If you do, put your hands in the air. Share my like Cameroon. C'est tout le mes années. I love my country, Cameroon. If you do, put your hands in the air. Share my like Cameroon. C'est tout le mes années. Courage, bring us hope. No need for any rob. 2035, that's our plan. Really proves that we determined. Giving thanks to the for all of this. No one like us. We should improve and success. Like a rising us united us. And I love my country, Cameroon. If you do, put your hands in the air. Say my like Cameroon. Sit alone, let me salad. I love my country, Cameroon. If you do, put your hands in the air. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh no, yeah. I gotta know, I love my country, Cameroon. Oh no, I love it so thank you.
The next one is Vatis. Please give him a round of applause for him. Like Picasso. Well, maybe my words will not be enough to introduce him. So, Vatis.
The title of my poem is The Child in Me. Every time you hear Once Upon a Time, you answer 10 times. Once upon a time. 10 times. It's a story like none I've ever heard. One that could only be outstanded from one with gray hair, not just another big head. It's a story with long-lasting footprints in my head. Once upon a time. 10 times, as would be the reply. But unorthodox was what to be. So different, the teller set out to be. Yet so real, that which would emanate from him. I can't replicate to you the tale, but can make you comprehend the sense the same. For this is what he set out to say. For as generosity is not wholly in itself selflessness, but negligibly selfishness, so too is old age not a cup filled with adulthood, but one mild and faint with childishness. Once upon a time. 10 times. Never let go at sleep the child in you. For always he will keep you anew. He will give you snow in the tropics and answers despite the topic. He will give you timber in the savannah and make you infection-free in the sub-Sahara. Provide you a fountain in the Kalahari and lighten whatever weight you carry. Once upon a time. 10 times.
The next person has two things for us. He's a poet, he's a writer, and a singer. So he's going to do two things. Do his poem and then sing. Romel Valerie.
So I call you sunshine, 'cause you brighten my day. You make me feel okay. You fill my heart with joy unending, joy unending. Oh, oh, sunshine, you fulfill my every dream. You erase every pain in me, and you blew my heart with joy unending, joy unending. Set you right in my head. You make me feel okay. You fill my heart with joy unending, joy unending. Oh, oh, sunshine, you fulfill my every dream. You erase every pain in me, and you blew my heart with joy unending, joy unending. So I call you sunshine.
I'm going to introduce the next person. She's a journalist. She's an actress. She's a poet, singer. Wow. So many caps, but I think she's wearing all of them. And she's wearing them comfortably well because her name is Fame. Fame on stage.
Poem I'm about to recite is entitled Beware of AIDS. And you know, after malaria in Africa, AIDS is still a killer disease. It's actually a Shakespearean sonnet. It's a poem made up of 14 lines with a very, very strict rhythm. Please listen. Beware of AIDS, the killer disease. Like an atomic bomb, she ravages people. Ambitions and pleasure she comes to seize. With raging jealousy, disunites a couple. Beware, you damsel, running after fashion, who swaps her body for swanky goodies, parading in minis from mansion to mansion, yielding her treasures before wealthy dandies. Beware, you men, seeing hoes thronging the streets, salivating like dogs at the sight of sweet labs. Beware of AIDS. Beware of AIDS. Thank you. see the end of a tunnel. I will walk in and you can come. Together we can make it through the light. You will see wonders of this world. We can see it together. You are 'cause I am 'cause we are. Together we can move towards the light. Let me see. Together we can see the light shining from the horizon. Don't stay back, you know. Come, let's go. Let's walk towards the light that we see. I can do and do a do a do a do a do. I can do and do a do a do a do a do. I can do and do a do a do a do a do. I can do a do a do a do a do. You can do and do a do a do a do a do. You can do and do a do a do a do a do. You can do and do a do a do a do a do. We can do a do a do a do a do. I can do all that I set my mind to do. I can know what stop playing great if you want me to. I can know what you do for a second and do what you do. I can do a do a do a do a do. I can do 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 I can do. You can do 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 you can do. I can do do a do a do a do a do. I can do do a do a do a do a do. You can do do a do a do a do. We can do do a do a do a do a do. Do good, 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 do good. Whatever is good, do a do a do a do a do. Whatever is noble, do a do a do a do a do. Whatever is pure, do a do a do a do a do. Whatever will change, like do a do a do a do a do. I can do 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 I
I want to introduce the next person. His name is Charisma. You understand now? It's some English word. Charisma.
Good evening to everyone. I have a piece to present tonight, and my poem is titled, Who Am I? Who am I? It's a question, it's an issue of identity confusion. The stilled, languid crawl of dark impulses, poked witch talons, rough harm upon my serene culture, destiny faintly whispered. Through thin tufts of thick green mound hair, their curly braids must have debilitated her vocal grace, from sappy to insipid. I footed the stage, a man woken from his dream, carefree Caesar, coursing towards the Height of March. I dance to 4 tunes, as piped by loved ones. Foot in strange baking shoe, immune to heat, alive to praise. Spine as flexible as an indecisive wretch. Man pleasing messy mesh. I debilitated dribbling the seed, self dribbling the seed. Then my inner self queried, who am I? Who am I? A submissive lamb or a domineering lion? A frail dancing leaf that twists to Mr. Squall's sway, or a rigid moon that stands at his post? Who am I? Who am I? Who the deuce am I? Thank you.
I don't want to talk too much because I'm excited to listen to the next performer. She has a poem which is going to be sung. Well, very sharp, beautiful voice under a beautiful mane. I don't know if it's Brazilian gold or Brazilian hair, but let's welcome EWUBE.
For too long I done the search. Give me a torch. I feel high, I need a touch. No think I'm much. Close your eyes, give me a feeling. I feel high, I need a feeling. Say we go be together like there's no other air. True love, please you help me and say true love. I love you, not forget long time I search, I made my true, my true, my true love, true love, my true, my true, my true. Hey, if I give you my heart, no break 'em again. I didn't understand. We go play 'em again. All the talks and all the lies, you just didn't
True love. You see why I was excited to listen to her. Let's call onto the stage Rudy, Rude Boy. The boy.
Hello. Okay, that's good. Feel free to get to share experiences. I'm about to tell you something right now, a confession. I'm not a poet. That's true. I'm just here to tell you my experience, and I'll tell you my experience from where I am from and from the language which I express myself very, very clearly. Percy, please give me just strum any reggae tune so that maybe the message will go home better. Yaga 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 ya, wow 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 wow, yeah yeah yeah, wow wow wow. Yo, welcome to Limbe. Welcome to Limbe. Welcome to Limbe. Out in the streets, we call it Victoria. Welcome to Limbe, where they use them suffering down there. But sufferation they for there. Where they got them no fear. They chop their money, leave you with no scare. And love to see you suffering down there. Big up my waist and get to use them fire and don't burn. Pantif tell the youth feeling, we know how we spend, we know pay the ghetto got them rent, cause them off forget where they think them. Big up my ghetto youths with them living in a down beach. Yeah, they woulda flex, them woulda love in young fish. Every day on the beach, just to make a living. Follow me go pon the scene, seeing is believing. Only pa girl catch fever in a new town. Cause me are the king and we love to play with my crown. Sokolo, mile one Newton got that fire. Limbe dan dada and you know me getting higher. Truth be told, love my city and it can be sold. New York or Lagos cannot be hold. Such beauty, such city rights down in my soul. And I swear it can be sold. Welcome to Limbe. Na 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 na. Let me see your hands up. Welcome to Limbe. Out in the street, we call it Victoria. Listen, welcome to Limbe. Church Street, Akma London Street, Church Street, Aquaradem. Kolo Yuyamo, HIV the youths and no one know. They fight the girls like said them a Rambo. Offering box, right in Savvy Church. You see the people suffering for offerings. The elders them a shout, the youths them a cry. We suffering and all this we no want to see. Hey, truth be told, love my city and it can be sold. New York or Lagos cannot be hold. Such cities runs in my soul. Welcome to Limbe. La 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 la, if you're from Limbe, let me say your way. Welcome to Limbe. Out in the street, they call it murder. Welcome to Limbe. Church Street, Akma London Street, Church Street, Aquaradem. Welcome to Limbe. Out in the street, we call it Victoria. Listen, but early in the morning, just a thing I know. Limbe on my mind and I want you to know. We're looking so good and we're looking so fresh. We're looking so nice. Even we are poor, we know they talk much. We just walking out the place. Looking so cool from our head to toe. I'm a proud Limbe boy, you should know. You should be proud where you coming from. This is freestyle from my head to my toe. If you don't know now, you should know. Inside Carlos City Residence Hotel, feeling so good and I'm feeling like a king. This is my crown, this is my town. This is the place nobody can put me down. Yo, I think my time is up. Let you know one time before I step out. Welcome.
Rude boy, rude boy. This next person is a sound engineer. I mean, some of the best makosas which have been produced in the Southwest. His fingers actually did a lot of work on them. So, I'm going to call Salaziel because that is his name to prove.
roll. You understand why? Okay. Over to you.
Thank you. Are we having a good time tonight? This is not a singing evening, it's a poetic evening. Before I give the song I'm just going to do a short poem in my way of doing poem, which is singing. And if you know what I'm talking about, when I say, do you know what I'm talking about? You say, yes, I know. Okay? There's a song for every ill. It doesn't matter how you feel. My mama used to sing to me, so I know what I'm talking about. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh, there's a glory up the hill, but the body is very ill. A song can be your wings so you can fly, fly. Do you know what I'm talking about? Life is so easy, don't need no complication. I see you did busy, but you know the taste progression. But music is a key that can bring an intervention. What's your intention? Talking revolution, build institutions and spread education. Peace upon your nation, no tension. This is my prescription for y'all. Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh, there's a song for every ill. Doesn't matter how you feel. A song can be your wings so you can fly, fly. Oh yes, I know what I'm talking about. The song I'm going to perform is titled Bombo, and it's just the meaning of the word Bombo. It's a slang we used to use in school, which is a mixture of confusion and fear. Like when you get into the class and you don't know what's up, and the teacher says, "Hey," and you're confused and you're afraid at the same time. We used to say Bombo. You're wasting your lifetime, afraid of shadows, chasing the wind instead of catching dreams. When there's a world out there for you to cruise, you rather live in fear and prefer to pretend. Oh, Papa Bomba, Papa Bomba, Papa Bomba, wait till you the fear. Taparabatire, setarera de batata. Hey Baba. Bomba, Papa Bomba, Papa Bomba, Papa Bomba, wait till you the fear. Papa Bomba, Papa Bomba, Papa Bomba, wait till you the fear, Bomba. Thank you.
I don't be Papa Pombo. I don't feel be Papa Pombo. I have some little thing which I need you to listen to. I want to speak human now. So the title of what I'm going to read is Spoken Human. I like to take my time too. So, if my wishes were yours, you will own, love and detest my dreams. If my dreams were yours, your footsteps will lead here every time your heart beats. Sweet, soulful music will sound hollow and trite to your ears. If your troubles were mine, I would probably have sleepless white nights. I would give away all the world's gold in exchange for a walk by a calm, soothing river. I would surrender sex and ritual pleasures in favor of fresh air in the hills. But as I battle here and fight my fear, I dread the doom I hear. Your distressed heart beats near and makes doubts clear. I struggle not to drown in accumulated oceans of fear. Certain, sure, this is not first verse of your a cappella dream. Yes, it is not the rhythm of mine. Then you and I realize we live borrowed life. We script and drift in the direction of television, forgetting the power of our vision. Cosmetic painful smiles bristle the misery on our hearts. If our pursuits were same, we will acknowledge early in our dive that too much exposure to scratch and patch democracy has turned our heartbeats into currency. Too many hearts, very little love. So much religion, little or no peace. Millions of enlightened minds, billions of destitute struggle to find shine. Don't I speak fluent human? If your voice were mine and my tongue yours, the human grammar in our dreams will have less drama at meal time. Turn back from your look back. Take heart. Say, I am sorry. Realize the therapy is follows. Tell them to spell love with a sore mouth. Or ask the irate politician to say patriot with a sore mouth. And then see what truth and justice lies. That is the human I speak. And with this human, I'm going to call the next performer. He's a poet singer too. I think he has many international awards to his name. He calls himself the Doctor. Welcome, Dr. Slade.
Sing me a
The
song.
last poet for
That
tonight.
was Dr. Slade.
We actually weighed the week.
We have come to that point where, hearts start
Right here in
getting
my
heavy.
hand. It's
And
a collection of poems.
the last poet
This
for
is just one
tonight,
out of the 4 which she has put.
we actually weighed the
And
weight.
Did
It's
I
a
just say
heavy
she?
weight.
Yeah, it's a
Because right
she.
here in my hand,
And you'll be surprised to
It's
see how sharp
a
that
collection
she
of
is.
poems.
And
Right?
she's going
This
to
is
come
just
here.
one out of the 4
She says she wants to do a
she has
primitive
put
prayer.
to the market. And did I just say she? Yeah, it's a she. And you'll be surprised to see how sharp that she is. And she's going to come here and she says she wants to do a primitive prayer. I'm really curious to find out what a primitive prayer is. But let's welcome Donna Phoebe. Hey, do the pictures. This is a great poet I'm standing with. Yeah. Okay. I'll just let her perform. Let her talk about her after. Please, let me not steal your act.
In the quiet of a dark dawn, as it rushes gently to morning light, I pray for you. In the quiet of a dark dawn, as it rushes gently to morning light, I pray for you. In the quiet of a dark dawn, as it rushes gently to morning light, I pray for you. A primitive prayer that will never be known by men, stumbling silently from my being, acknowledging the sacred might of my Creator, adoring, worshiping. I pray for you. In the manner my Maker alone knows, wordlessly, my heart haltingly confiding its own strangeness, bearing itself without reserve. I pray for you, a prayer that is ancient, spun with sweat from my temples and tears from my breast, and will weave mighty things if only you let it. I pray for you. And I pray for you. I pray for you. I pray for you.